Auzubillahiminash-shaytanir-rajeem. Bismillahir-rahmanir-rahim. Welcome back, class 8. Class 8, we are going to start our new lesson, chapter number 4, that is agriculture and main crops. What is agriculture? Agriculture is the art and science of cultivating the soil, growing crops, and raising livestock. It includes the preparation of plants and animals product, the people to use, and their distribution to the markets. Agriculture provides most of the world's food and fabrics. First of all, I am going to start from the arable farming. What is arable farming? Arable farming is all about growing crops. We grow different crops. Some are the cash crops and some are the food crops that we eat. Grains, wheat, barley, and all the oats, millet are example of it. I have highlighted some of the points. You can just go through the reading once again, read the topic, and you can even underline the main points, and you can underline the things which can be asked in the MCQs, etc. Fine. We're talking about arable farming. The main agriculture food products in the world are in random order: rice, maize, wheat, pulses, and you can see there are a lot of uh, mention over here. And they are very, some are very cheap, some are very expensive. Expensive, if we talk about the most valuable crops in term of money, that is coffee. Cotton and rubber are important cash crops. Just have a look on these pictures. You can see the crops, and look at this picture. What is this picture about? It's looking down on man-made landscape. It is actually rice fields in Vietnam. Vietnam is a country. Fine. On this page number 35, you can observe the different pictures and see the labeling of the different pictures. What is this? This whole side is talking about the farming by the peasants, and this whole side is talking about the commercial mechanized farming. There's a difference. When you're talking about this, what are they doing? They are just bluffing the field, and there's so many people are there. And what is this? There is only one person on a tractor, and he's just cleaning the fields. When we talk about this picture, the young plants have to be kept free of weeds and pests. And look at this picture. In the mechanized farming, they are using by a small jet, a small plane, and they are spraying. And this person is taking out the weeds by hand, and they are just spraying, and the pesticides will be kill over. Now look at this. What is this? This is the last step. They are harvesting, they are cutting the crops, and when you look at the mechanized farming, there is a tractor and only one person is required. So we can say that the farming by the peasant is quite old, and in this method so many people are required. But when we talk about the commercial mechanized farming, it is a bit easy, and less manpower is used, and machines are used in this method. I hope this point is clear to you. Now we are going to talk about rice on page number 36. Rice is very important. It is the staple food of many of the parts of the country, of the world, especially in East and Southeast Asia. And half of the world's population is directly depending on rice as a staple food. It is quite a different way growing of rice in the world. It is not the same as all the other crops are grown. Rice are grown in some different way. You can see some of the things are highlighted by me, and similarly you can just underline the important points which can be asked to people by the in the sort of MCQs in your papers. Definitely begin with the end in mind, and put first thing first. We are just preparing it for our exams for the upcoming rounds. So my dear boys and girls, my dear students, If we talk about a subcontinent, only a primitive kind of rice, a natural or a common kind of rice was grown about 3000 BC. But if we talk about today, we have a lot of many varieties of rice are grown in subcontinent, and the rice of Asia and the subcontinent are famous all over the world. Next, we talk about the which sort of atmosphere it is required. It is not easy to grow rice, unlike other grains like wheat and barley. They are planted in the ground. All the other grains, all the other crops are planted in the ground and remain until they are harvested. But it's for rice, it is something different. The condition, the suitable conditions, the reasonable conditions are required. The weather is not too hot, not too cold, and it is only a moderate rainfall is required. I have discussed in this line the temperature which is needed for to grow the rice. They are grown almost everywhere, but still some places are more suitable. Means some places give us good quality of rice, and some give us less quality of rice. Rice is more difficult. It is said that it is grown. How it is difficult? Like with its feeds. Its feeds means rice feed. Its feeds in the water and its head in the hot sun. Means the top part of the rice plant is in the sun and the bottom of the rice plant is in the water. The rice seeds are planted tightly packed in the wet nursery beds while the feeds paddy. Paddy are the small fields which are particularly means by their edges, like their banks. They have muddy banks, so they are grown for harvesting. Means half of the time they are planted in the small fields, and then they are transferred to the other portion, the other paddies or the other areas. This means a small post normally with mud banks all around to keep the water in, and watered by a complicated system of channels. Means they have a proper check and balance that how much quantity of water is required and how long it will remain. And the seedlings are 20 to 30 centimeter high. They are pulled out from the nursery plots. Means they are taken out. If the height of the plant is 20 to 30 centimeter high, they are planted out from the first place and they are replanted to the flooded paddy. Flooded paddy means a lot of water is in that paddy, in that field. And then there is a slow tiring job with the planters. Means the woman or the planters or the farmers bend double all the day, and the rice grown to the height of 1 till 1.25 meters. 1 till 1.25 meters. Then they need tropical subtropical sun to ripen. Means moderate sort of sun is required, and then it is threshed as other grains. They are taken out, they are harvested. Cutting of the cutting of the crop is there, so it is a bit different. The growing of the rice, so your people are going to learn the size of the rice, the size of the plant, and the what is the size of the plant when it's taken out, and what is the size of the plant when it is harvested, and which sort of atmosphere is required, and how many years ago. All these informations you people are going to learn. I hope you understand this lesson. Stay home, stay safe. See you soon, inshallah. Take care. Allah Hafiz.